one of the great world records in the history.
Yes, it is! She smashed it!
Pulverizes the world record.
Sensational.
110-metre hurdles. This man is the Olympic champion. He was 5th in the World Championship last year, but he's now come of age and he's running time and time again sub 13 seconds. No problem with the start this time, and Merritt's already leading away with Richardson in second place for the South African going well, but Merritt's coming away from this field and running very quickly indeed, and this could be a quick run. Richardson's in second place and Parchment in third. 12.81, it's a new world record! The world record has been taken apart. A sensational run. He promised it and he's delivered. 12.81, wow! Take this photograph. Many athletes have come here tired. Aries Merritt hasn't. The moment he realised he's made athletics history.
So we won't have seen anything like this for a while. A super fast pace to be set by Chanel Price. 2 laps to go, and the pace is still very, very quick to Barber, Hassan, and a bit of a gap to Simpson.
This is the critical third lap in this 1500 metres. Hassan is trying desperate to hang on. It is going to be a last lap race for Barber, I think, against the clock.
She would break the world record because it's 250 on the bell. Hassan right behind her, Simpson leading the charge behind. Robry, Muir, all heading for very quick times behind them. And then there are gaps, big gaps after that. Barber looking at the big screen down the back straight. Hassan is there, 3-4 through 1200, 60 for that 400-metre stretch. Barber going away from perhaps the second best woman in the world, Hassan, who cannot live with this pace. 200 metres to go for Barber. Still has chances of the world record. Don't forget, it's 350.46. Can she be strong in the last 150? The crowd are on their feet. They're being urged to try and support her in here. Barber, this is going to be one of the quickest 1500s ever. How fast will it be? She's going all to herself. Hassan's struggling now in second place. She's charging towards the line. It's going to be very, very close. Gets him in, Barber. Breaks the world record. 350.08. A world record. Another one for Gensebe Barber. Unbelievable.
Kenny Harrison in lane 6. Well, what can she unleash here? So 10 barriers then between these athletes and the line. 100-metre hurdles final. Another really good start from Kenny Harrison, 4th from left. She was already in the lead. Talai is going well, 3rd from right there. Oh, there's been a fall there. I think it was Stowers. But look at Kenny Harrison storming away with this, and look at the margin of victory. Watch the clock. 12.58 there for Kenny Harrison. Well, that was strange. The clock seemed to run on and on long after she'd gone through the line. I'd rather fancy it was quicker. 12.20, and the world record has gone. The trackside clock shows 12.20. Kenny Harrison has done it. The most spectacular consolation for failing to make the US Olympic team in Rio. Eugene 2 weeks ago was a massive, massive disappointment for Kenny Harrison.
3,000-metre steeplechase. There's a men's event of the same nature too to close the programme here in Monaco. Beatrice Chepkoech, she was 4th in Rio and the World Championships last year, took a silver medal at the Commonwealth Games over 1,500 metres. We will see this field spread eagle over the early laps if they do go out at around 8:51 tempo.
Now it's a race against the clock.
1.5 laps to run then, extreme left of your picture. Do not adjust your set. 1.5 laps to run in this steeplechase. The lead is pushing about 90 metres now. Beatrice Chepkoech. She comes through the bell now, and listen to this. 7:37, 7:38 at the bell. Brerix said she's had the best month's training ever. She takes that barrier well down the back straight, but she isn't yet nearly into the bend. And left of picture, you can see Chepkoech coming into the straight. Watch the clock. This will be surely a huge world record. It is 8:52.78, the time she's chasing of Ruth Jabet. Chepkoech comes down the straight, nearly there now. Watch the clock. 8:44.33. She's broken the world record by over 8 seconds. Is one of the most astonishing middle distance world records I've seen in quite a few years. So 12.5 laps of the track then for these 16 men in the 5,000 metres. And there is the man, Joshua Cheptegei, the reigning world champion at 10,000 metres. The world record of 12.5 laps is equivalent to 3 times a mile in 4:02. They need to run 60.5 per lap.
Absolutely break this apart. He must do. He must have something left here. He looks too good. He looks too relaxed. He's away from the lights. He takes the bell now. The world record is on.
250 metres to run. History in the making. Julian Wanda's there with Switzerland, waving him on, is being lapped now. No sign of stress. Not driving hard. He's got to hit the clock. Hit the line in 12:37.35. Is he going to do it? Because he's tiring now. Down the home straight. Surely it's going to be close. Watch the clock. 10 seconds to go. He's got about 50 metres to run, and he's still driving for the line. At last he grimaces and looks mortal. But there, 12:35.37. The world record has been broken by almost exactly 2 seconds. And he's still smiling. He's still in good shape.
He remembered to stop his watch as he crossed the line, just in case something went wrong with electronic timing.
This fella, well, probably deserves the name Superman beside his own Joshua Cheptegei of Uganda, more than anybody in the history of distance running in the modern era.
So what a climax we could have here in the men's 400-metre hurdles. Carsten Varholm, well, he's run one race outdoors this year where, just to give you a marker here, 300 metre, he set the world record, and he did the same last year, but this year he was half a second quicker. Explodes out of the blocks, Varholm, as he always does. Vand already feeling the pressure from the Norwegian. He's already taken 2-3 metres out of Dos Santos. Capello trying to go well in the orange as well, and then a gap to Thomas Barr, but Varholm looks good. He's absolutely flying down the back straight there. Clean hurdling. The crowd, all of them on their feet. Man, women and children, all cheering their hero here. Little stutter off that barrier into the home straight. Now it's all about strength, driving those arms. Takes it cleanly again. One more hurdle to come. Dos Santos is closing quickly. Varholm though, striking for home, going for the clock. Varholm's going to take the victory. 46.70! He's done it! He's done it! There is the new world record holder. So long we waited, and in front of his home crowd. What better place to do it? Norway's superhero, Carsten Varholm. Unbelievable. Faith Kipyegon will be introduced to the crowd. The two-time Olympic world champion. How quick can she go here tonight? Women's 1500 gets underway. Jess Hull and Laura Muir must be almost 50 metres ahead of the rest of the field who've just checked back. They've checked out, but Kipyegon, with 500 to go, is trying to hang on to the lights. That's all she has to drag around this last lap. Can she dig deep? Can she find something a little bit extra? It's going to be very, very quick, that's for sure. But how quick? She hits the bell. 250. She'd have to run at sub 60 to run a world record. 350.07 is the time she needs. There's a big screen at the top of the back straight, and she's looking up at it. And she's on schedule here. She needs to run around 30 for the last 200. She's ahead of the lights. She's ahead of the schedule. Faith Kipyegon, the Olympic champion, a world champion. She's done both of those things twice before, but she's never
broken the world record. It's an incredible world record. She's looking a little bit tired now, but she's left the lights behind, and she needs to. Faith Kipyegon charging to the line. Is it going to be a world record? Yes, it is! She smashed it! Faith Kipyegon was perhaps the world's greatest 1500 meter runner of all time. Forget the perhaps now. She is 100% the best ever. A world record here in Florence for the greatest 1500 meter runner of all time. Sensational.
5,000 metres for women. Gudaf Segai, the world champion at 10,000 metres. Beatrice Chebet, well, the bronze medalist in Budapest, won the 3,000 in Xiamen last week in a personal best, world number 1 over 5,000 metres. And I think Segai's got the strength to take it through the second half herself. She could be heading towards a world record here, a lap and a half to go. She's got separation. It's going to be very, very close indeed. I don't think the 14-minute barrier is going to go, but is she going to get that world record? The world champion at 10,000 metres could be heading towards a 5,000 metres world record. She's broken the stubborn resistance of Kenya's Beatrice Chebet. Down the back straight now. I was going to say glorious isolation, but she's lapping athletes. The crowd loving it. They're on their feet here in Haywards Field. The crowd willing her on. Watch the clock. 14:05 she needs, 100 to run, and it's going to be mighty close to 14 minutes. Can we see not only the world record broken here, but a historic barrier as well? The clock is ticking. 55, 56. It's going to be oh so close. I think she's just going to miss 14, but she smashes. She pulverizes the world record. 14:00.21 is confirmed for Gudaf Segai. The 26-year-old etches her name in the annals of history at this oh so difficult distance. That's not even close. That is what you call pulverizing a world record. She's taken 5 seconds off that world record. He is super strong. Is Ingebrigtsen. There he is, still only 23. Ronald Kwemoy, the Olympic silver medalist at 5,000 behind Ingebrigtsen. So away they go, and they need to go super fast. Come through 1,000, 2:27.06. That is just about perfect. That is superb placemaking. So Ingebrigtsen comes up to 2,000 metres, 4:55.21. Well, at 2,000 metres, it was 4:53. Now Ingebrigtsen here, if he can really let rip this last 600 metres, that world record is still possible. The gap now with Aragawi in second, Kajelcha in third, those gaps are growing all the time. Ingebrigtsen hits the bell in 6:22 flat. He needs to run a 58. The world record after a 57.4 penultimate lap is under severe threat here. He's feeling it, Ingebrigtsen. Little nervous glance over his shoulder there with about 2:50 to go. Now 1:50 to go. Round the crown of the bend. Aragawi is hanging on, but the gap is 20 metres and it's growing with every stride. And he comes into the straight and the crowd know what's going on. Watch that clock. The world record, 7:20.67, is going to be smashed here by the Norwegian. It's a world record yet again for Jakob Ingebrigtsen. He's just broken Coleman's world record, one of the great world records in the history, in the annals of track and field athletics, by over 2 seconds.
She is the woman of the moment, yes. Beatrice Chebet, double Olympic champion last year. She's super consistent, strong and fast. World record is 14:00.21. I think many people believe there's a high chance of this world record going now. They need, in a race where her own world record is being attacked by the athlete in front of her, Chebet, that is leading Segai, and then Ngetic in third place. Ngetic
the least experienced of the three, just beginning to struggle now as in Chebet winds it up with 250 to run. The back straight for the final time. The crowd loving this. They're a mature distance running audience here at Hayward Field. And into the last 200 metres. Chebet now leading into the bend, and look at that change of pace. Is this going to be a 64? And Steve mentioned Segai hitting the wall psychologically and physically, and she's done just that because Chebet has destroyed her there with that acceleration just inside the last 200. She comes into the straight now. Watch the clock. We're looking for the 14-minute barrier to be broken. 9 seconds to go. 8, 7. Surely she's going to get there. It's going to be mighty tight, but she has indeed smashed the world record. 13:58. The 14-minute barrier has gone. The world record of Gudam Segai, who collapsed psychologically with 150 metres to run, has been taken apart here. And that final lap, well, it has to have been around 61.5, 62 seconds. Quite astonishing running from Beatrice Chebet, and she controlled the race. As it turns out, she was Pied Pipering it. She looked so comfortable through the middle and latter stages. We thought maybe she was tiring, but Steve, she had it under full control.